Hey guys, welcome back to Alpha Matt Fitness. I apologize for the setting of this video. I did promise I was making more videos. I just haven't had a lot of time. So I'm going to start by basically just recording in my car here because I just got to work, and I just want to talk real quick about fat loss and weight loss and what you can really realistically expect to lose on a week-to-week basis. There seems to be a lot of quick fix solutions and gimmicks online, and stories from Uncle Bob saying he lost 17 pounds in a week on the sawdust diet. But unfortunately, most of that are either myths or simply stories, which are true, but they did it in a way which is completely unhealthy and counterintuitive to your goals. So what you can realistically expect to lose based off of basic caloric deficit is 1 to 2 pounds a week. But let me explain basically the foundation to understanding why. So some basic science here. Everything in your body is your body's basically an energy system. So it takes energy in through the form of food, through carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and other micronutrients. Converts it to energy to keep you alive, to basically keep your heart beating, keep blood flowing, to move, for your brain to function, for various organs to function. All this stuff is taken in through food for energy. So think of your body as almost like a car or an engine. It requires some source of fuel in order to function. So basically, if you look at body fat on your body is simply the accumulation of too much energy. So which means you've consumed too much energy at some point. It's like almost as if your fat stores are sort of like, fat cells are sort of like overflow tanks. So if you think of a car, most cars have a single gas tank. You fill it up, you overflows. What happens if the gas spills out into the ground, right? Unfortunately, if you eat more food, the food's just not going to fall out. It's gonna be absorbed into your body and stored. So if you were a car, you'd have basically storage tanks on the side of the car, and it would just overflow, and those storage tanks would expand and expand. So that's basically what kind of is, if I can kind of give you a visual of what's kind of going on with it. That's what causes excess body fat. But in order to basically think of some numbers, a calorie is equal to the amount of energy required to heat, I think it is a milliliter of water or something in a single degree or something. I'll post it up in the description there. It's off the top of my head. It's something of that. So it's a scientific measure. It's a kilocalorie, right? But if you take 3,500 of those calories, basically that adds up to roughly a pound. So extra 3,500 calories you don't burn turns to a pound. 3,500 calories that you use extra on top of your body that you don't take in, which is done through a caloric deficit, is roughly a pound. If you spread that out throughout the course of a week, at about 500 calories per day, that's about a pound a week. Why? 500 times 7, basic grade school math, that's 3,500 calories. That'll equal a pound. If you double that, 1,000 calories per day deficit, you're going to look at 2 pounds a week, roughly. Now, those are general guidelines. It's really, within that area. It depends on your metabolism and your genetics and how active you are. But the second part to this is how your body utilizes energy. And some basic terms here, real quick. You have BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. And that is basically the amount of energy it takes to operate your body. Think about it as in terms of what does it take to continuously beat your heart every, few seconds or every second, whatever happens there, right? How much energy does it take for your brains and your neurons to fire, or your skeletal, your nervous system to function, or anything in your body, like the heat being generated, your metabolism, your digestive system. What does it take? So if you laid in bed all day and you did nothing, just the cost of staying alive is BMR, basal metabolic rate. This is calculated by using a formula which is dependent upon your age, your sex, and your gender. And there's lots of calculators online. I'll post a couple of links in the description box below. You can find out what your BMR is. BMR is important, but most of us aren't coma patients. We don't lay in bed all day. So we do some extra on top of that. So we're walking, we're going to work, we're exercising, we're doing chores around the house. All these things add up on top of the BMR. So when you add things on top of the BMR, you get your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. That's the total amount of energy that you're using per day in calories, basically. So it's like how many calories it takes to stay alive, basically, to be a biological being, plus however far and beyond you went on that. Like, what did you do throughout your day? depending on your job, how active you are. If you're a construction worker, your TDE would likely be higher than simply a desk worker. If you're extremely active at the gym, it'll be way higher than someone who's moderately active at the gym or lightly active. And if you're an older person, usually your TDEE drops due to your BMR being lower. But you'll find out in the formula below. You enter some different numbers: your age, your sex, your height, your activity level. Try different ages, and you'll see that generally within every 10 years, metabolic rate drops about, I think, about 100 or so calories. But generally, that's what you need per day. So punch it in what you're doing, find out how many calories you're using per day, and then basically subtract 500 to burn a pound a week, or subtract 1,000 to burn roughly 2 pounds a week, and stick to that. So that's some basic math on how you can do it. You can go more than that, of course, but if you go more than 1,000 calorie deficit, you do risk being extremely hungry. So you can go off. You might binge, or you might start eating foods which aren't conducive to your program and what your goals are, or you'll simply start burning more, other than fat, you'll start burning more lean muscle mass, so like muscle and things like that, which you don't want to burn muscle, because muscle actually helps increase your metabolism. I'll do another video on that. You want to keep your muscle, you want to burn the fat and just the fat. So this is the kind of thing where you got to take a balance. You don't want to go too fast, you don't want to go too slow, because you go too slow, you can go too slow, but in my opinion, you should aim for 1.5 to 2 pounds a week at least, or 1% of your body weight, depending on roughly how much you weigh. So you weigh 300 pounds, probably lose about 3 pounds a week. If you weigh 200 pounds, 2 pounds a week, 150 to 200 pounds, between 1.5 to 2 pounds a week, depending on your activity level and whatnot. So just keep this in mind, guys. Don't, when you're on your weight loss program, that 1.5 to 2 pounds a week is great progress. Stick to it. If you do that for a year, that's over 100 pounds a year. I mean, you can crazy transform your body 100 pounds in a year. I've done it multiple times. I can attest to that. And that's very good progress. 8 to 10 pounds a month is extremely good progress. And trust me from experience, it will go very, very fast. You will wake up one morning and you will not recognize the body you're in. You're like, wow, that went fast. The past 6 months have gone so fast. You won't even realize. I look at myself in a mirror and it's like I'm looking at a new person. I feel like my body is missing half of it. And I feel like, wow, I didn't realize that happened. The time went anyways. So, if the time's going to pass anyways, do what you got to do to reach your goals, because it's possible. The one last thing I want to talk about is do not undereat, whatever you do. If you think you can, you eat 1,000 calories a day, or in your male, in your mid-20s or 30s, and you want to cut your calories down to 1,000 a day, and go, oh man, I'm going to lose fat quick, I'll get ripped by, Valentine's Day, the hot date, or whatever you want to do. If you want to rush it, that's not a good idea, because you will lose fat really quick. You will be starving constantly, and you're going to lose a shitload of muscle. So if you continue on with that, when you shrink right down, you're going to look like basically sagging skin on a skeleton. You will have muscle, but it will be flat. You'll be very depleted. You won't be strong. You'll have no strength in the gym. You'll have no energy to continue on with your program. So as always, the safe and best approach is a slow and steady. The tortoise versus the hare. The tortoise always wins, right? The hare is over ambitious and runs too quick, burns himself out, and gives up and quit. And eventually the tortoise surpasses him anyways and reaches their goal and does it in a way which is of extremely higher quality. So that's what I want to leave with you guys today. Hope this video helped. I probably should have done this in fucking widescreen mode. I'm still an amateur at this shit. I got a camera, microphone coming, and I'm gonna start using that to record videos from now on. So the microphone quality be a little bit better, a tripod. I'm gonna set up the green screen, all that shit, and try to look a little bit more professional. But anyways, I hope this helped you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'm gonna, right there, it's probably on the right side somewhere. On the right side, there's a subscribe button, link in the description. I'm gonna put right here next to my face. There's gonna be a little box. Click on my video, my link to my website, alphamatfitness.com. Tons of blog posts, or I'm also on Instagram. It's everything's available through the website, and everything's gonna be in the description box below. So as always, have a great day. Stay fit, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.